Hi all, welcome back. So today we are going to be making some soft pretzels. I have a thing for pretzels at the minute, so I thought, why don't I try and make them? So here's that recipe, follow along and see how you get on. So today I'm going to be making some pretzels. So I'm just going to get everything prepared. So we're going to start with some water. So if you want to do a single batch, you'll need 360 mils. So I'm going to do a double batch for this. So I'm going to need 720. So I'm going to do 360 hot. This will need to be kind of lukewarm water. You don't want to kill your yeast before you've done anything. And I'm just going to add the rest of my water in. Hopefully this will be warm enough. Have a feel at that first. That's still quite hot. So I've gone over, so I'll just measure that again. So next thing we're going to do is add our yeast. So if you're doing a single batch, it's 1 7-gram packet. Or if you're doing a double batch like me, it's going to be 2. So you just add them in to your hot water. Well, I say hot water. Lukewarm water just to bloom and get that activated. So we'll give that a quick stir. When I find a spoon, there we go. So just give that a quick stir in that. And then we can move on to measuring our other ingredients. So next thing is to grab a tablespoon of butter if you're doing a normal batch. If it's going to be a double batch, it will be 2 tablespoons. So we'll just get that nice and melted in the microwave. We'll just do that now. Next thing we're going to do while we wait for that is measure out our flour. So this is plain flour, or if you're from anywhere else it will be all purpose. So we're going to need 1,000 grams of this, or a kilo. Oh, lid's come off. That's not a good start. Put that back on. Oh, just check that butter. So now you've got your flour added, either your 500 or your kilo. We're going to need, if you're doing the single batch, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. I'm doing 2 because of the double batch. So just get that added in. Next thing we're going to do is add some salt. So normal batch is 1 teaspoon of salt. Double batch is 2. Just make sure that's a teaspoon. That's 1. And that's 2. Next thing to do is add your melted butter. So get that added in there. Oh, that's gone everywhere. So I'll just get that all scraped out. It's a good thing I dropped it in the bowl rather than on the side or on the floor, because then I'd have to clean up the mess that it made on the floor then. So let's get that in. And then the next thing we'll do is add our yeast. So we'll give that another couple of minutes. So the next thing we're going to do is slowly add our yeast mixture. If you've got a stand mixer, guys, please do it in a stand mixer. I haven't, so I'm going to have to do this in the bowl and then work it in by hand. So just get that kind of folded in semi-watt. And then we can add the rest of the water. So just try and get it together as much as you can in the bowl, and then we'll be turning it out and kneading it. So let's just get this mixed in. So hopefully it's not kind of a too sticky dough once it's mixed. Make sure you scrape around the sides to get all of it off. Just kind of work that in as much as you can. And then I'll come back to you once it's time to knead on the side. So I've lightly floured my surface. Now it's a case of we're going to get this one out. It's going to be quite sticky at first. This is where you're going to get involved. Try and get out as much as we can. Use my scraper. So ideally you're going to want to take off any jewellery because you don't want that going in your pretzels. I've already taken my ring off for now. So let's pop that in. Get all that dough out. Then what we're going to do is in a minute as well, once we've finished kneading, we'll just get this bowl oiled, and that can save us messing up another bowl. So get this scraped when it wants to come off. And then we're literally just going to start kneading for 10 minutes. So put some music on, hum a little bit, do what you want to do for your 10 minutes, but come on, we've got to knead them for 10 minutes, so this is going to be fun. So let's move you forward a minute, put you down, see if I can do it. It's going to be quite sticky in the beginning, guys, as I said, but the more you knead it, the less sticky it's going to become. And if you need more flour, just keep some on the side. Just kind of get it together in a ball when it wants to come off. Come on. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to you guys once it's together a bit more. I can show you what it should look like once it's kneaded. So this is your dough 10 minutes after kneading. So as you can see, it does spring back, which is quite good. So we're just going to get it added in to our bowl, which has been added, well, I've added some oil into it just to stop it from sticking. And you're going to leave it, oh, hello. You're going to leave it in a nice warmish place for probably about an hour and a half, depending how warm it is, until it's doubled in size, and then I'll come back to you once that's done that. What I forgot to say is you can either top it with cling film or you can do it with a damp cloth. It doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't stick. But yeah, you can top it with either or, and that will just act as it's kind of cover really. So I'm going to go and put them away now for about an hour. Now that the dough's risen, it was bigger than this. We slapped it down a bit. So it's just a case of we're going to get him out of the bowl, knead it. We're going to prep our water mixture. So for that we are going to need half a cup of baking soda, 120 grams, and just over 2 litres of water. So I'll just get my big pan for that. So to your 2,160 ml of water, you're just going to add half a cup or 120 grams of bicarb soda. So this is going to help your pretzel dough become pretzel dough. I know that sounds daft, but just get the rest added in there because that wasn't that. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pan over to the cooker. Get that on a 2. So just bring you over here. Push that over. Zoom in a bit. Bring you up. There we go. So I'm just gonna get my water. There we go. With the bicarb. Give that bicarb a little shimmy, because that's all going to stay in the bottom if I don't mix it round. There's that. Get that added in. Just gotta wait for that to come to a boil now. And while that's coming to the boil, we can leave our spoon in there and we can get on with prepping the pretzel dough. So first thing we're going to do is measure out a ball of dough. So I'm just measuring mine in my cup measurements. It's probably like half a handful. Just make sure that fits. There's probably a little bit less. Give that a squish. Go away. It's probably like that amount. Get that out. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll it into a sausage shape when I don't knock the camera. So you'll notice it keeps bouncing back. Oh, we need to do that one again because it tore. Probably a little bit longer than that. Keeps ripping. Start again. The other two I've done pretty perfectly. Alright, so then we're going to get in a U shape, across and down. So it's kind of your pretzel shape. And we'll put them on a baking tray for now until it goes in the soda solution. So I'll come back to you guys once I've got enough to show you. So now we have 8 pretzels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them over to the soda bath and I can show you what we do next. So just be careful when you're doing this. So next thing we're going to do is add our pretzels into the water. So just stretch them out a bit. There we go. And plop. So it's best if you put in like 3 at a time. You can put up to 3 at a time in there. That's what I'm doing. And they'll be in there a maximum of 30 seconds to 1 minute. That one's got a bit deformed. This just forms the signature kind of crust on them. So just keep our eyes on them for a few seconds and I can get my other tray, which I've lightly greased. So I think they're ready to come out. They're a bit soft, so be careful. So I'll just pop them on my tray here just to cool down for a few seconds and then I can top them with an egg glaze and put some salt on them. So next thing we're going to do is egg wash our pretzels. So let's get that on. I know they look not very pretzel shaped, but I can't make them as good as what the supermarkets can. So they'll taste just as good, if not better. Let's get a light egg wash over them. And then it's going to be a case of we're going to get some coarse sea salt and just grind that on. If you've got a salt grinder like I have, then that's cool. If not, just buy a pack or just use a normal salt, but I don't think it would work as well. So that's the egg wash done. So then it's just the salt to go over the top now. If you do have extra dough left over, you can always just put it in the fridge for tomorrow if you want, which is what I'm going to do. So that's that done. So it's going to go in the oven at 180. So that will be 160 fan. I think that's how it works. And then it'll be like gas mod for 12 to 15 minutes. I'll show you guys once they're out. So it didn't record the actual finished product of it. So here's a little picture of it, and it was in the oven about 20-25 minutes. So please enjoy the video and consider following, liking and subscribing. I'll see all you lovely people in the next episode.